Oh, bus is lying again. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. It's actually, I think it's the third time it paused on me in the last 10 seconds.
I see it still moving on the overlay, so
that's good. Yeah. If it doesn't show me what I'm doing, I'm just gonna have to remember to tap the button every so often to make things happen. So that's okay.
I mean, we used to play. Back in the day, we used to play it on the Sega CD during for Desert Bus, and you could hardly look at it, just get the rhythm, and then just
You guys got very, very good. I mean, also the absolute just the torture of it, where it's like 24-hour driving session, right? Yeah, you're gonna drive for 24 hours, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of de-emphasized that aspect of Desert Bus. It turns out that the playing of the game of Desert Bus isn't the most important part of the Desert Bus charity marathon.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the correlation between our progress in the game of Desert Bus and the amount of money we raise does not seem to be directly connected in any way. We're all very surprised.
And it's nice that, in a way, that having started it when you were a lot younger, that it's like, okay, let's do all the really crazy parkour with Desert Bus. Okay, let's settle into more of a rhythm now. It's like, I don't have to take this bus as far as I can take it. It's fine. People can trade off. We can do different things. It's like, yeah. So I mean, I like that. I never got a chance to drive when we were doing 24-hour drivers. And I mean, that was another thing though too, right? Is there's that sense of, when I showed up to start doing Desert Bus more and more, there was always this thing in the back of my head, is like, but when am I going to get a chance to actually have my own shift, right? And I think a lot of people who show up had that idea of, there's only 7 drivers, there's only 8 drivers. If you're going to get a shift, that's going to be a big deal when you get a shift, right? Like, it's like graduating.
We only did 24-hour shifts like once or twice. We didn't actually we figured out that was a terrible idea fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We did 12-hour shifts a few times though. 12 hours wasn't too bad. I mean, that was before the sort of shifts thing of the like codified into the 6-hour shifts. So it was a lot more sort of free. Or a lot more sort of moved around who was in when stuff. But there's certain aspects of it that I kind of liked. I liked a certain thing where, like, when you would do a 12-hour shift, the driver became sort of, even if they weren't doing stuff because they were kind of stuck in the chair, they would sort of
set a tone.
Set the tone. Yeah. If like Tally was the driver, there'd be, lots of singing and talking about crafts and all that kind of stuff. Or if whatever, different people, when Kate Watt was driving, there'd be lots of stories and stuff about different things. So there's all sorts of, it was kind of an interesting aspect to it. I don't think the way we do it now is like, I don't think it's worse. It's just a different feel to it. It probably works better. In fact, I guarantee it works better this way for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, it's nice that it's nice that we can continue to let this thing change a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of nice. I really liked that, in fact. Okay. So when I showed up in Desert Bus 5, that was one of the 2 years that had 24-hour shifts. I just assumed that was the way it'd always been run, because the previous year was 24 hours and this year's 24 hours. I'm like, I guess that's what they do. And to find out that it's like, oh no, all that can go out the door.
The first year we did 4-hour shifts, which is like, sounds like a good idea. It sounds smart because it's shorter shifts.
Yes.
But the stupid part is that we did 4-hour shifts, but there weren't that many of us.
Yeah.
And so we ended up, I think we did like 2 4-hour shifts a day,
Mhm.
like in a 24-hour period. So it was basically the worst of both situations.
Yeah.
It was like because you had like 2 4-hour shifts, like 12 hours apart, so you
Yeah.
couldn't sleep properly. And like it was just a terrible idea.
I mean, as a sleep dep experiment, that's not bad because it's definitely like, oh, that's wow, you really set yourselves up for some serious pain because it's like you only did bus for 4 hours, but then you have a then you can't get enough sleep or at sleep when you expect to have sleep or yeah.
The whole thing was supposed to be 2 days though.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I showed
anyway.
up at 5 was my first one. I walked in the door and saw Alex and he got so excited. We barely knew each other, but he knew me enough from like when we hung out at Anime Evolution that one year. And I think like Graham looked over, he saw me and goes, "Oh, hey, Beach," and that was it. That was like, it's like that's all anybody's really gonna say to me. It's like, "Oh, you're here, okay." I don't know if that's because Ian and Corey had let everyone know I was coming or not, but I just like walked in the door with a guitar, and it's like now that goes one of two ways. If you walk into a room carrying a guitar, one of two things is about to happen to you as the guitar holder. You were either going to be greeted with like, oh, hooray, that's wonderful, yeah, awesome, cool, hey, you have a guitar, or it's going to be like,
Get out.
Oh, the guitar guy has arrived. Push him out.
Yeah.
It worked out the one
Just
way,
take-
which was good.
Someone guitar and just smash it over your head.
I'm glad they didn't ask me to play Stairway, because if they had, it would have been like, play Stairway or get out, and I've been like, well, I guess I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That's the third. It's like when somebody walks in with a guitar, it's either, yay, somebody has a guitar, they can play stuff, or I hate this, get out of here, or play Stairway or get out.
Free bird.
The bus has been lying for the last 30 seconds.
Oh, do you want me to grab it again?
I think I'm okay. I just like, I don't mind rolling it. It's because I mean, you just got back, and we should be announcing our winners and stuff. Is that correct?
Yes, they're setting that up right now.
Okay, excellent.
I can go on at length at how difficult that was to judge. It was hard. It caused me physical pain to pick a winner.
Because they were so amazing, all of them?
Yes, genuinely.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good entries.
I'm
One
so
of these-
excited to see them.
One of these years, we're gonna do Desert Bus, and it's gonna be like, all right, so how long to reach our original goal? 5,000? Great. All right, that's Desert Bus, everybody. Just be like, we're not doing it. We raised our $5,000. We're done.
There's a it said there was a question that was like what we how we came up with the amount, and it was my idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the calculate. I just like made a spreadsheet of all the like what percentage, like all the different percentages going by like 1% increments.
Yeah.
What the amount would be, and then being like and guessing that we would maybe make about $5,000.
Right.
If we made that, then we'd be happy. And then figuring out like how long, like we wanted it to be like longer than 24 hours, because a lot of, especially when you're young like that, like people play video games for 24 hours just because they want to. So we wanted to make it like a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
So we thought, 48, if it was 2 days, it would be, or like a weekend, it would be good.
It needs to feel like punishment after all.
Yeah, so 7% is what we ended up with. That made sense, of course. Then
No, that's okay, Mr. Matternaut. It wasn't annoying for me to answer stuff. But when somebody says something in chat, it's like I definitely do want to like make sure that people also understand. It's like here's the truth behind stuff.
They we've talked actually a couple times about changing the percentage or changing the formula, either to make it, mostly not to like make it so that we don't have to do as long, but a lot of it was just like changing it a little bit so that Desert Bus like ends at a better time.
Yeah.
Like just to like tweak stuff a little bit. But we always sort of come down on like, then you can't sort of compare it to previous years, and it's not so much fun.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm looking forward to when we just decide to go the other direction and be like, okay, so you can only drive for 20 minutes at a time. Then a timer goes off and you have to trade. You have to trade. If nobody's there to pick up the bus, well, I guess that's your fault because you didn't keep somebody else around you.
Back in the day, that happened sometimes, right? Where people would do like the 6-hour shifts or 8-hour shifts or whatever.
Yeah.
And then their shift would end. They'd be like, and then they just get up and walk out.
Yeah.
And if the other person wasn't there to come to run in and pick up the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, yeah, it's nice to be able to like compare it to previous years and stuff, even though that's not like the biggest concern, but just to have it sort of there. But
could you imagine though going back in time and telling yourself, like, it's me, I'm Paul from the future. See how we have the same beard? You're gonna shave that off a lot, but don't worry, it always comes back. So yeah, at the Desert Bus in 2022, you're gonna have. I'm gonna tell you right now that there's gonna be some problems and things are gonna be a little bit different. But
I know this is gonna blow your mind, but you're gonna be on Zeta shift.
Yeah.
What's Zeta shift, you ask?
Well. What does that even mean? You say?
Yeah, it's gonna be a real problem for time travel. It's like if you time travel, it's like, okay, I don't want to freak you out.
Yeah.
But in 2020, things start going real bad for a little bit. But it's okay. They get better. They get better.
But I'm here to tell you about Desert Bus. No, I want to know what went wrong. No. Hang on. I got to tell you about what happens to Desert Bus. And so, you're gonna make like you're gonna make $1.2 million. And it's like, what, lifetime? Oh, honey, sit down.
I remember.
Let's go over that.
I think it was like Desert Bus like 8 or 9. I don't really do it too much right now, but I used to listen to Penn Jillette's podcast,
right?
Penn Sunday School, and he tells fun stories about industry stuff and things. It's often quite fun. And they mentioned they were like, oh hey, because it was like the episode that came out the month before. They're like, oh hey, Desert Bus, and they talking about it, getting a lot of details wrong, and then also being like, oh man, they've been doing really good. They're doing really well. It's like, yeah, we should like do something where once they get up to like, say, if they lifetime raise like $100,000 or something, we should do up a big thing and get them to come and this was like Desert Bus 8. And it's like, you guys have not looked into this at all, have you?
Yeah. It's nice that you're still talking about it though.